the national capital of Delhi now. Let's bring in Delhi and see how do the scores add up so far. Does the NDA continue to have the dominance that it has had so far? 162 out of 543 declared, 97 to the NDA. Now let's look at Delhi. The last time around they had all 7 seats in Delhi. What are the projections this time around? The News18 mega opinion poll says BJP will retain all 7 seats, even as Harsh Malhotra has also been added as a candidate now. So there's been a change of the candidates, but retention rate continues to be up 100% for the BJP in the state of Delhi. Let's look at the vote shares. The vote shares have a story to tell on their own, ladies and gentlemen, and this is the case that we were making when we went into the break. Is the AAP not able to translate its Vidhan Sabha hold in states like Delhi and in Punjab where it's in power into the central elections or the Lok Sabha elections? Nearly 60% vote share for the BJP. Its core voter in Delhi at Vidhan Sabha level is about 33 to 34%. So that means it's a big 14% up for the BJP. Beg your pardon, 24% up. 24% up for the BJP from 34 to 58%. And the INDI alliance will get about 40% vote share. Now, the INDI alliance in this case largely, does that mean the Congress party or is it the Aam Aadmi party?
It's both.
Well, or is it a combination of the two because they are an alliance? They are fighting as an alliance in Delhi. 3% is the others. These are the numbers for Delhi. Rahul Shivshankar, as promised, we'll start with you.
Well, sorry about interrupting you just before the break the last time, but the point I was making about the AAP, which is in power in Punjab as well as in Delhi, not doing well at the Lok Sabha level is because 2 reasons. Number one, it is not seen as the national party of governance, not an alternative. Neither is Mr. Kejriwal in the same bracket as our own poll has shown, as Mr. Modi in the leader sweepstakes. Number one. Number two, don't forget, this is a national election, national issues. Corruption is a big issue. It's the first election that the AAP is facing after most of its leadership in Delhi is in jail. There are also corruption allegations against the AAP in some levels in Punjab. You have a problem of perception here. It's clear. The AAP is certainly not developing into a party of national alternative. That's going to bother the AAP very much. This is the big takeaway from Punjab.
Even the approval ratings, if we can call it, you said Prime Minister Narendra Modi, but Mr. Kejriwal pales in front of Rahul Gandhi also.
Yeah, 9%.
9% too, with and compared to 21% for Rahul Gandhi. Tehseen Poonawalla, Abhinandita Chaudhary with us. We also have Mr. Amitabh with us at this point. Neerja Chaudhary should join us any moment now. Tehseen Poonawalla stays on, Dr. Ranganathan stays on, and Ajay Alok of the BJP is also with us. Yes, Tehseen.
No, I just think that this Delhi opinion, the 58%, all 7 seats going to the BJP, I have a slight problem with this. Now, while I respect the opinion poll, if the BJP was so popular and its MPs would have done so much work, they would have repeated. The fact that they had to change all except Manoj Tiwari means the MPs failed, and the MPs actually failed in Delhi. They have done nothing in Delhi for Delhi. Why do we think that just because you have Prime Minister Modi, who I agree brings in what Rahul said earlier, 8 to 10% extra vote, people will vote for an MP? Ultimately, in a city like Delhi, where the MPs of BJP have failed not 1 but 2 terms, yes, they want Prime Minister Modi as Prime Minister, but the MPs are not going to deliver once again. Do you think the people of Delhi don't know what's going to happen?
I just want to, at that point, call out that number. That question that we have asked at the News18 mega opinion poll, can we call it here on the wall right behind me, please? With irrespective of the candidate, will you vote? Yeah. We ask the BJP voters this. We ask the BJP voter, irrespective of the fact that who's the candidate, will you vote? Because Prime Minister Narendra Modi is going to be the person, the prime ministerial face. Now, this is the one that, let's try and look at it. This is not the most capable as the Prime Minister. The next question here, when we ask the BJP voter, we'll try and call that here, if we can call that number. 85%, ladies and gentlemen, just recapping and showing, yeah, this is the one. Will you vote for BJP because of Modi regardless of the candidate? Tehseen Poonawalla.
I'll answer that.
Tehseen Poonawalla. Tehseen Poonawalla. This is the thing. PM Modi on the ticket, you change the candidate. 85% of the BJP voter says, I will continue to vote. I will still vote, irrespective of who the candidate is.
I absolutely respect that. I would say it's a shame it's only 85. It should be 100%. They should all vote for Mr. Modi, and all 100% Congress will vote for Rahul Gandhi. That's not the issue. That's not going to win you the election. The elections are won by fence sitters. Now, Do you say, and I'm repeating my question, is a fence-sitter voter in Delhi, after the horrors Delhi saw in COVID, where the union government abdicated responsibility, was taking GST on oxygen, where the MPs were hiding, where Harshvardhan failed, where he was kicked out as health minister, where he's not been repeated?
No.
I am asking the question. Yes, they want Prime Minister Modi. Will they still vote
Anand
for
Ranganathan and then Ajay Alok.
Yeah,
Yes,
yes. I love Tehseen, and Tehseen is my
And so
elder
do I,
brother.
and you're looking dapper.
Thank you very much. But you know, I love to extend his logic when it comes to BJP to Congress as well. When he says that, look, so many MPs have not worked well, that is why those MPs have been changed. By that same logic, 87 candidates have been announced of Congress. 33% are new.
Correct.
Do you mean to say yes or no, have the sitting Congress MPs not done the job that they should have done?
No sitting Congress MP has been changed except one. Only one. That's the data.
It's just the candidates who've been changed. They lost the last.
Yeah, that's true. And the people rejected them. Obviously, they didn't perform.
That's
what. Obviously, they didn't perform.
I want to make a point.
Yes,
Hard to
Nalin
change
Mehta
in
and then Ajay.
52.
How
many can you change among 52?
They didn't hope the 50 to stay here and not go to BJP.
Tehseen, you made an important point of the COVID thing, and you did a lot of work in the COVID thing. Look, it's not just Delhi. There are two other states which had the worst reports in the COVID time. One was Gujarat,
Yes.
one was UP.
Yes.
And the reportage on that was done a lot by BJP MPs themselves, who critiqued the response. But look at what happened in these states in the elections which followed afterwards. In UP, the BJP won a mandate which is the highest ever in its history. In Gujarat, it's also won the highest ever mandate. So there's not necessarily a correlation between these two things. And third thing I want to say is that in Delhi, what have they done? They've changed all their MPs. This is part of the Modi model in Gujarat and in election after election in Gujarat and in 2019 as well. Mr. Modi's model has been to get around anti-incumbency. You remove one-third, one-fourth, more than one-third of your MLAs or your MPs.
He changed the chief minister.
Exactly. So you get around the local anti-incumbency by doing that. So I'm not sure why that will not necessarily work. In Delhi, there's no question that BJP has a
But
Delhi
again,
BJP
we are
problem.
confusing.
But it doesn't have a national problem.
We are again confusing a local election, a national election. This is the capital of India. The capital of India is going to be voting for the future of Bharat. They are certainly looking at who is going to lead this country over the next 5 years and assess. Mr. Modi.
Is a voter of Mumbai or Pune or Bangalore not going to do that?
I'm saying so.
Little
I'm
bit
saying
different,
so. You're
Tehseen.
forgetting.
How?
I'm
It's
saying
different.
they're not.
How?
They're
Delhi is
not
different.
talking about
I don't think.
the BMCC election.
No, I agree with you.
That's what I'm saying.
No, I'm saying in a Lok Sabha,
I'm
is
just
the future,
using an
is a
example.
voter of Bangalore not voting for the future of India?
Yeah, of course they are. And that's why Mr. Modi is on the ticket and wins.
And therefore he gets 8%.
Ajay Alok of the
Delhi, they were
BJP,
What is
we'll
the other
also
side?
call out the
a
approval
rabble,
ratings.
a rabble that is pulling.
We'll ask the team to put
the
out
other
the
person
approval
down.
ratings of the 4 leaders. Ajay Alok of the BJP with us, 7 seats. You have to change all your candidates except Manoj Tiwari. So, Tehseen Poonawala says, आपका MPs ने perform नहीं किया. किस बात का vote क्यों कमाएंगे आप? Why should you be voted in?
I'm really amazed that I can understand that the Congress party has lost the pulse of people. They don't understand the pulse of the country and the mood of the nation. But I was not expecting this from Tehseen Bhai at least. And he keeps on shuttling between Delhi and Pune. So you should understand the pulse of the people. Here is a leader whose credibility is well judged, whose track record is impeccable. Here is a leader who, for the last 22 years of power as Chief Minister and as the Prime Minister, has no charges of corruption against him, has not tolerated corruption at any level, is doing all possible actions against corrupts, sending them to jail. And actually, it's working good for us that the Congress party and Aam Aadmi party, they don't understand the pulse of the people. This actually works for us. It's good to be. The biggest part in this politics is perception. And the perception of in Delhi about Congress, you ask any moving guy, it's not a fence-sitter don't wins you elections, sir. It's the people who wins you election. It's the people's perception what wins you the election. This has happened in 2014.
But
and this has
Ajay, the
happened
politics of
in
perception fails you,
It's a clear
fails the
leadership.
BJP when it comes to Vidhan
Can I
Sabha.
make a very quick point?
Yeah.
You know, I think what Tehseen also said, you have to agree that there is a point. I mean, Modi is facing anti-incumbency the 3rd time round. Has he been replaced? No, because he's delivered. So the point remains, those who have delivered or done exceptionally well have not been changed, have been retained. So BJP sometime or the other has to answer this question. Every party has to. Why have you removed or changed your candidates?
Can I just show that on the map? I think Tehseen is getting to a point I think the reason why the BJP changes, as Nalin said, is because of, cutting out local anti-incumbency. But look at the vote share difference. 56%, which means almost two-thirds, 2 out of every 3 voters are voting for the BJP when it's a Lok Sabha election. This is drastically different. It comes down to in the early 30s. So the BJP loses 20% vote share when it's a Vidhan Sabha election. The India Alliance, despite both of these parties, Congress and Aam Aadmi Party joining hands, it still manages just about 40% vote share. And in the News 18 poll, this 40% is stuck there. It's stuck at 40%. In fact, the NDA's has gone up from 56 to 58, so which means it has increased. But I think Tehseen is right. You look at the New Delhi constituency, Meenakshi Lekhi's sitting MP has been dropped. South Delhi, Ramesh Biduri, sitting MP, has been dropped. You look at West Delhi, Parvesh Verma, sitting MP, has been dropped. Northwest Delhi, Hansraj Hans, sitting MP, has been dropped. Chandni Chowk, Harshvardhan, who was the health minister, he's been dropped, and he's been a multiple-term MP from Chandni Chowk. The only constituency in Delhi where the MP has not been changed is Manoj Tiwari. Has he done such exceptional work that he can't be changed? Or is it a caste dynamic? Because in Northeast Delhi, there's a huge proportion of Purvanchali vote. I don't know what the reason is, but there's got to be a logic to this.
See, and not just that. One of the things, Ajay Alok, you have to take this criticism. When it comes to Delhi, your local candidates are not delivering. Be it in Vidhan Sabha or in Lok Sabha, the faces are not delivering in their constituencies. The BJP does not change their candidates unless it does a survey and figures out their winnability.
It's a fact.
So it's a sapphire every time, and this is PM Modi is on the ticket. That's 8-10% of the vote. But the rest of the vote should come from the candidate. No, why is the incumbent not there in the candidate list? Ajay Alok. Then we go to the Aam Aadmi Party after this. Yeah.
Well, every political party has strategy when they give tickets, and we all do different kind of surveys, and different kind of feedbacks are taken from every constituency at multiple levels, and then only the ticket distribution is taken into care of. First of all, see, repeating candidate, we have repeated almost 60%, 70% of the candidate till now what we have announced. And if you see the tradition of BJP since 2014 onwards, whether it's state election or whether a national election, every time there is a repeat, there is a fresh face, there is a fresh candidate in almost 30 to 35%.
नहीं, but अजय जी, दिल्ली में तो 6 में से 7 बदले हैं, 30 to 35% नहीं है ना, 7 में से 6 बदले हैं. It's almost
एक एवरेज. हाँ, मैं एक एवरेज बोल रहा हूँ.
नहीं, पर मैं तो दिल्ली की बात कर रहा हूँ. I'm talking purely. Right now we are focusing on Delhi. दिल्ली में आप हर बार देखिए 7 में से 5 या 6 तो बदलते ही हैं, और दिल्ली में आप हर बार देखिए विधानसभा में बीजेपी मार खाती है. So that means there's a problem with the local candidature, no local cadre and local performance.
It's a big change because Sahib Singh Verma's son has been.
I guess definitely I don't hesitate in accepting that yes, in Vidhan Sabha election and the Lok Sabha elections, the perception of the people is not the same what it used to be. Like they don't consider us. They never for the last 2 elections consecutively. Maybe the fault lies within us, and we are trying to rectify it. And in this election, you will see the difference.
Very
the perception also changes, and we are trying to change the perception.
Panelists are saying very gracious of you to accept Prime Minister Narendra Modi on the ticket is a big plus for the BJP, sir. But for the Aam Aadmi Party, that's a big minus.
So that's a big plus.
Because
where is the doubt about
irrespective
it?
of Mr. Kejriwal being the Chief Minister of Delhi, you're not getting a single seat, Abhinandita ji. And this is where I asked you the same thing. The confidence in the AAP as a national party, representing people at the centre in parliament, is that diminishing? Is that on the wane?
You're on mute, Abhinandita. You have to unmute, please.
Thanks. I think, like I said about Punjab, I think we'll come back to these polls after the election results. Look, the electorate also evolves, and it takes time for an electorate to start electing a party. For example, when the people of Delhi gave us the first mandate, the second mandate, and then they finally gave us the MCD. Now we are pretty certain that we are going to actually get more than, many more seats than what you show at the moment. And you will be surprised that, our candidates are going to defeat some of the big names on the list that the BJP has. What is happening in Delhi is that on the one hand, the people of Delhi are seeing how the Aam Aadmi Party is working, for better or worse, despite all the allegations, despite, putting us in jail, despite all the problems that the BJP via the Lieutenant Governor or anything else, the Aam Aadmi Party has been consistently working day and night, has been present in the public. That is a huge difference. At the moment, the cadre that the Aam Aadmi Party has on the ground, and I can speak with a lot of certainty about Delhi since we are based here. I don't think any other party has that sort of a cadre. I think everybody will agree to that. It takes some time for the waters to actually shift and give somebody a second chance. Believe me, like people in Delhi are really offended by the way in which the central government is going after, our party, going after our ministers, going after ministers who would actually transform their lives for the better and so on. So I think people of Delhi are going to actually, give the BJP a taste of their own medicine.
So this whole
And
charge,
that's-
Dr. Anand Ranganathan,
No,
this
I've
charge of
also-
IT, CBI, ED being unleashed
Let me also- let me
We keep
opposition.
invoking the public, but where is the public's response?
Exactly, the
Why
numbers
isn't
still
the
remain
public
the same.
out on the street
Yeah.
saying, release Mr. Sisodia, he built all our schools, he did
Yes.
such a great job. But there's one quick point that I want to make. You see, this business of changing incumbents, this is actually adding to the Modi factor, the trust factor, his credibility,
Yeah.
that he, before even the person gets to the electorate, he himself punishes you. This adds to the Modi mystique. Let's look at it from the other side. You see Mr. Markan getting a ticket again. He got it another time before. The BJP is coming out as a more democratic party, in fact, in the process, in the eyes of the public. They say, okay, if you don't perform up to the level of the headmaster, Mr. Modi, you're going to get zero and you're out. It's like the Indian cricket team. People who don't perform are out. The captain doesn't change. The captain still wins you the match. He just uses different horses.
Dr. Anand.
I just wanted to make a couple of points. One, I mean, when the AAP spokesperson says that, look, the people are seeing how, the AAP ministers, are being targeted. Does she mean to say that the Supreme Court and the High Court are targeting the AAP ministers because they are the ones who are denying bail? So if the government and its agencies was doing something wrong, then is the fact that the Supreme Court is overlooking that, which means that you're criticizing the courts, in which case, say it openly. But I think what Rahul has said is true. I think the optics is something that the Prime Minister is completely aware of. And, he goes by his timeline, because day before yesterday, he praised ML Khattar. Yesterday, he replaced him. So basically,
It's a simple question.
Yeah.
What kind of a leader, I'm asking you, what kind of a leader punishes those who don't perform?
Yes.
An honest one.
Yeah.
And how does Mr. Modi score on the honesty sweepstakes?
Yeah.
You saw the number.
Yeah, 70. It's the highest. No, the
QED.
other aspect. See, please,
Wait 1 second.
Dr. Ranganathan, one quick point.
Yeah.
Mr. ML Khattar, when this survey happened, was the Chief Minister of Haryana.
Right.
And BJP was taking all 10 seats in Haryana when Khattar was the Chief Minister.
yes, and
the other aspect,
without the coalition.
Yeah, without the coalition. And the other aspect is that ML Khattar has been credited by the Prime Minister for the work that he's done in Haryana, because the scam job, pay your money and gone is gone. Now this
The
is the
number
approval
one-
rating of
the
the
number
Prime
one
Minister.
factor working
Look at that,
for Mr. Modi,
73% is
73%.
honesty.
I am sorry, that proves
Honesty, cares about people. Two most important aspects are breaching the 70 number. Everything is around the 70% number.
Anand, I strongly object to this number, and I'll tell you this is nothing but perception. And I respect the opinion, but I'll tell you why.
Perception is what politics is.
I agree. But please, Anand, please, just give me 30 seconds. Where was Mr. Modi's honesty or the BJP's honesty when he said Chakki pisawing to Ajit Pawar? Where is Ajit Pawar? When Chaggan Bhujbal's file got lost? When Rahul, on your show, the BJP spokesperson say about YS Chaudhary getting foreign funding from countries that harm India today, an esteemed part of BJP. When Narayan Rane's files again got lost.
You are,
where
sir,
people who joined BJP,
Tehseen Poonawala, simple question to you, sir. How many of them? How many of the questions? No, Mr. Poonawala. Tehseen, this is a poll. Tehseen, one simple question, sir. Tehseen, one simple question. You can ask a lot. Every time you are naming somebody or the other who was with the BJP or is now with the BJP, it's not Prime Minister Narendra Modi who's being dishonest. In this case, sir, the person who's got only a 27% approval rating is currently still, since 2015, after being charged by the Delhi High Court, is out on bail.
I'm sorry.
Dishonesty.
So I'm just
sorry,
saying,
that's a very wrong
so
comment.
I'm just asking, I'm asking,
when
Polo,
you take
please.
somebody that you
Prime
yourself
Minister
have-
Narendra Modi has never had a single question mark on his integrity and his honesty, and that is what is reflecting. The other
No,
part,
I'm
what
sorry.
Rahul is
Many
trying to
people
say
say
is,
Modani issue is a question mark on his integrity. See, I'm not, please, no one here in politics is an angel. Okay. Politicians are opportunists. They manage perception. They're in the business of managing perception because perception dictates how people vote at the end of the day. It's unfortunate that there is no leader in the opposition that is trusted by the public to deliver a credible message. That's the fundamental
Perceived
problem.
angels
what
and
is-
perceived demons.
This survey, if I can just say, this survey is startling and very revealing, because I personally consider Modi as not honest. And I'll tell you why, because even though he personally has not indulged in a scam, he has overlooked corrupt people. He's inducted them. It's, as I said, it's no longer a washing machine. BJP is a dhobi ghat now, full-fledged one. So the fact that the public has overwhelmingly rejected the idea that Modi is dishonest is very revealing. Very revealing. You have to respect that testing.
And this is a perceptorial survey comparing two people.
Yeah.
So, I mean, fundamentally, people believe. Now, whether it's right, it's the fact
Yeah,
or
I
not, it's
completely
immaterial.
get that, yeah.
People believe.
I mean, you
that
can't
Mr.
call them
Modi
basket
is-
of deplorables and
No, I agree with you. And I think that's where the India Alliance has completely lost the plot. The only thing the India Alliance did together as a communication department was to boycott anchors. Beyond that, tell me one strategy of the India Alliance
How
that has
can you
worked.
expect the India
I
Alliance
agree
to
with
win
you.
on honesty when they are constantly accusing the
Others? I agree.
the ally of being
Or
corrupt?
fighting,
the fact of the matter
including
is-
on your show.
Going to
Including on your
elections.
show. Yeah, I agree with you.
You know, Anand, what I want to add here is that look, one, this shows you what constitutes brand Modi, the definition of brand Modi itself. Second is, these numbers are coming after 10 years in power. Now imagine 10 years after Manmohan Singh in power, what Modi's numbers were and Manmohan Singh's numbers were. Look at this. We have to see this in that context.
So it would be very revealing if a survey had been conducted. Do you believe Dr. Manmohan Singh is honest? Because personally he had an image of honesty, but he was overseeing a government that was the most dishonest.
here's the one thing.
Even though Mr. Manmohan Singh himself was
Here's the
was
one thing
considered
that we all have
And none of those scams got
we all
through.
have to see. Prime Minister Narendra Modi's approval ratings are at 59%. Okay,
Crazy.
After 10 years in power, they're at 59%. A lot of people said in 2014 or 2019 it was somewhere around 70%. So that means there is a little bit of an erosion which PM Modi himself will be looking at, as sharp as an astute politician that he is.